Have you ever had a thought that made no sense, but it just wouldn't go away? Maybe you found yourself rereading the same sentence over and over again, not because you didn't understand it, but because it didn't feel right. Or maybe you checked the stove multiple times before leaving home, even though you know it's off, and yet the doubt whispers, but what if? If any of this sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, more people than you'd imagine live with OCD, obsessive-compulsive disorder. It's just that many don't talk about it. Or worse, they're misunderstood, misjudged, and mislabeled. And that's why we're here today. Because living with OCD can be deeply isolating. But community, when it's the right one, can be life-changing. It's not about having someone fix you. It's about being seen. It's about that quiet sense of relief when someone says, I get it. I really do. So, if you're wondering where you can find that kind of understanding, that kind of connection, especially if you live in a Western country or prefer English-speaking support, you're in the right place. Let's walk through this together. 1. Why community matters more than you think. When you're living with OCD, especially the kind that's less visible, like intrusive thoughts or mental compulsions, it's easy to feel like a freak. You start questioning your sanity. You wonder, why does no one else seem to struggle like this? And then comes the shame. The kind that keeps you silent even when you're screaming inside. But what happens when you enter a space, virtual or physical, where someone describes your exact experience? Where someone uses the same words you've been afraid to speak out loud? Something shifts. And that's the magic of community. OCD thrives in secrecy. It feeds on shame and silence. A good community doesn't just break that silence, it smashes it. Suddenly, you're not too much. You're not crazy. You're human. And that alone can be profoundly healing. In fact, studies in mental health show that peer support groups can significantly reduce feelings of distress, anxiety, and isolation. There's something uniquely powerful about hearing "me too" from someone who truly understands, not because they read about OCD in a book, but because they live it every day. 2. Online communities, a safe starting point. For many, the internet is the first place they whisper, I think I have OCD. And thankfully, it can be a gentle place to land, if you know where to go. Reddit's r/OCD is one of the most active and validating spaces out there. It's filled with people from all over the world sharing their daily struggles, offering advice, and most importantly, reminding you that you're not the only one with that strange obsession. And if Reddit feels a little too raw, the mighty might be your space. It features first-person stories written by people living with OCD and other mental health challenges. The tone is often hopeful, personal, and full of heart. You might cry reading some of them, but the good kind of tears. The thank God someone said it kind. Then there's ICDF.org, the International OCD Foundation. They're the gold standard in terms of resources. From online support groups to expert-led webinars and local therapist directories, their website is like a map for the OCD journey. And no, you don't have to be in the US to benefit. They offer virtual events and communities that are open to all. Another gem is OCD Action from the UK. Even if you're in the US or Canada, you can join their moderated forums or email-based peer support. One person described their experience there as the first time I felt seen without being judged. If you're more comfortable with one-on-one chats, 7 Cups of Tea is a site where trained listeners provide a judgment-free zone to talk anonymously. It's not a replacement for therapy, but sometimes all you need is a voice that says, I'm here. And let's not forget Discord. A fast-growing platform with small, tight-knit OCD communities where people chat live, day or night. Think of it like a digital living room filled with people who just get it. 3. In-person support, finding local roots. There's something sacred about being in the same room with someone who understands your pain. The way their eyes soften when you talk. The nods, the unspoken I've been there too. If you're in the US, check whether your city has an IOCDF affiliate. Many host monthly meetups, educational talks, and even social hangouts. Some of these are peer-led, others facilitated by mental health professionals, but all share the same goal: Connection. NAMI, National Alliance on Mental Illness, is another major player. They offer free support groups for all kinds of mental health conditions, including OCD. These groups are often led by people who have walked the path themselves. And that makes all the difference. Universities are another resource goldmine. If you're a student, look into group therapy options at your counseling center. Even if you're not a student, some colleges host mental health events open to the community. Don't be shy to ask. And for those in Europe, Mind UK or Sane in the UK and other localized mental health charities often provide OCD-specific groups or broader anxiety-focused meetups. Many are free or donation-based. A quick tip: if you're nervous about attending in person, bring a support person. A friend, a sibling, even your therapist. Just showing up is an act of courage. 4. Niche and specialized communities, because OCD isn't one size fits all. OCD isn't just one disorder, it's many faces under one name. There's contamination OCD, religious OCD, also called scrupulosity, harm OCD, sexual orientation OCD, puro perfectionism, relationship OCD. The list goes on. That's why general support groups sometimes fall short. You're talking about deeply disturbing intrusive thoughts and someone else is talking about germs. It's all valid, but you might not feel fully seen. Thankfully, the internet is evolving. There are now groups specifically for teens and young adults who often feel alone in their age group, parents and partners supporting someone with OCD, and even BIPOC-led OCD spaces where cultural nuance is recognized and respected. These groups can be found through Facebook, Reddit, Discord, and IOCDF's website. Some even offer storytelling nights or guest speaker events where people share how OCD has touched every corner of their lives, from relationships to faith to career. You don't have to fit in everywhere. You just need one space where you feel free to be all of you. 5. Choosing the right community for you. Not every space will feel right. And that's okay. Some forums might be too clinical. Others might feel too emotional. Some might have unhelpful advice or triggering content. So take your time. Lurk. Read. Listen. Ask yourself, do I feel safe here? Are people kind to each other? Is the group moderated well? Do I feel a bit lighter after visiting? And remember, it's okay to leave a group that doesn't serve you. You're allowed to protect your mental space. Boundaries are a form of self-care. A good community doesn't demand anything from you. It invites you in gently. It says you can speak when you're ready or not. We're still glad you're here. 6. If you're not ready yet, that's okay too. Some people are ready to dive into community. Others just aren't. Maybe you're still processing your diagnosis. Maybe you've had a bad experience in the past. Maybe just saying the word OCD feels scary. That's okay. You don't have to jump in head first. Start with reading. Start with listening. Start with one message to one person, even if it's just hi, or none of that. Just be for a while. Healing isn't linear. Neither is connection. And when you're ready, really ready, there will be people waiting. Closing. You deserve to be understood. You're not broken. You're not weak. You're just a person whose mind plays tricks on them, trying to stay safe in a world that often feels chaotic. You deserve a space where you can be messy, confused, scared, and still be loved. You deserve to say, today's hard, and not be met with solutions, but with soft eyes and quiet understanding. There's a world of people out there who've walked this road. They're not perfect. They're still learning. But they're walking it too, and they'd be honored to walk alongside you. So here's your reminder. You don't have to carry this alone. There's a space for you. And you are deeply, truly, not alone.